Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock related queries. Now, top market experts advise you on your stock portfolio in the show. Over the next 45-50 minutes, we will be taking up all your questions. So how do you send us your questions? If you've been here for the first time, you will know that there is a WhatsApp number that we flash. Well, this is where you can send in your queries along with your name, your location and your contact details as well. Alternatively, you can also use the YouTube platform where you're watching our show live on. Send me the questions in the comment section and I can address it to our top guests on the show as well. Time to introduce our guest on board. We have Avni Bhatt with us, Senior Vice President, Equity Derivatives Research at JM Financials, now with us on board. Welcome to you, Avni, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Markets have slipped pretty much sharply in trade today. This did not seem like it will actually fall apart like that in the first hour of trade. But what is it looking like to you? 23,660 now. Crucial levels being tested. What does it indicate?
Good afternoon, Sakshi. So yes, markets were not expected to fall as much. The level of 23,800 was important. It should have been held for the recovery to resume. But now that it has broken, I think the lower levels of around 23,400 to 450 range will be retested in coming few days. So overall, the sentiment has suddenly turned negative. And going ahead in this particular month, this volatility is here to stay. We are going to see a lot of volatile moves, gap up, gap down openings, and because getting close to the budget day, the union budget day, the IVs will also increase. So everything has to be taken care of, and volatility is something that is going to stay for the month of January.
Okay, volatility could be something that you all have to be bracing up for at this point in time. We'll start taking the questions now. We already have a lot of our viewers lining up. Imtiaz Ahmed, Zabina Begum, we have Avnish Chaudhary, Kamlesh Narkhede, all of them are starting to write in their questions. So warm welcome to all of you as well. For joining in early with your questions. We'll start taking in Imtiaz's question first. He says, I have Jyoti Structures stock at 32 rupees and the other one is Gale at the rate of 210. Could you please suggest a stop loss and where can I average these two stocks to? Jyoti Structures, it's definitely come off his own buying level, which was 32, currently trading at around 26. Then you have Gale, which he bought at 210. Where can he average and where can he hold on? What would you say, Avni?
So Jyoti Structures today is the first day when it has broken the 200-day moving average, exponential moving average of 27.25. So I think, I mean, you have to be prepared for the downsides of around 24 levels. So that is the level where if you want to average, you can average. At current rate, you can exit because the downtrend is very apparent and the volumes have also picked up. So 24 is on the cards.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one then. This is from our WhatsApp number. Ravi has written in. He says, ma'am, I have Godrej Consumer Products. My purchase price was 1,115. Could you please let me know a short-term view on Godrej Consumer Products with a target as well? Today the stock has been in a good spot, 1133 currently on this one. So it's on a positive zone. Where do you see the stock headed now, Avni?
The stock is good to move, give a pullback right up to 1178. So around that level, you can probably book out some profits and wait if to see if 1178 level is taken out or not. That's a very crucial resistance level. So some kind of profit booking should be done over there.
ओके गॉट दैट चलिए अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं और ये सवाल हमारे पास आया है जबीना बेगम से और ये पूछती हैं गुड आफ्टरनून मैम गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू आल्सो जबीना शी सेज आई हैव शेयर्स ऑफ आईओसी एट द रेट ऑफ 140 एंड एसजेवीएन एट द रेट ऑफ 120 so could you please suggest what should be my strategy on both these stocks? Okay, Jabina, it would have helped if you would have shared with us what's your horizon, as in whether you can actually hold on to these stocks for long period or do you have a shorter period in your time frame. But IOC from the oil marketing space and SJVN from the renewable energy space. Any of these stocks look positive to you right now?
IOC is heading towards around 130. That's a very good support level. It shouldn't be breaking that level. So 130 is the level where you can average out the stock. And SJVN, so SJVN is right at the support level. If it holds above 103 today, then I think it is ready, due for a pullback rally up to around 110.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question, Jabina. Next, we have a question coming in from अवनीश. ही सेज हेलो मैम, आज इरिडा फिर से नीचे जा रहा है, तो नीचे के लेवल्स पे क्या और बाइंग करनी चाहिए? मेरा परचेज लेवल 280 का है. और एक और सवाल है इनका कि करंटली किस आईपीओ में इन्वेस्ट किया जाए. ओके अवनीश, पहले तो इरिडा के ऊपर जान लेते हैं 219. और लगातार आपने कई बार सवाल भी पूछा है इस स्टॉक पर, क्योंकि आपकी परचेज लेवल काफ़ी हायर लेवल्स की है, 280 के लेवल्स की, और फिलहाल आज भी स्टॉक में कुछ 4.5% तक का ड्रॉप देखने को मिल रहा है. देखते हैं अभी अवनी का क्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है इस स्टॉक को लेते हुए इरिडा पर.
Just give me a minute. Yeah. So Irida, yes, it has again come down to its support level. So it has been consolidating, and the lower end of the range is now 210, and on the upside, the range is up to around 238. So for intraday, the support base is around 214. It can give a very good pullback from that level, but 210 would be an ideal level to average the stock.
Okay, got that. So there you know that where exactly can you be averaging. Okay, the next question that he has is on IPO space. Avni, I don't know if you are tracking the any of the IPO space, but from your group, is there any fresh note on any of the upcoming IPOs in 2025?
So I would not be able to comment on that.
Okay, sure. All right, Avnish, we'll try and get an answer from a fundamental expert for you on this. But for sure, Standard Glass Lining is the IPO that's opened up today, and we will be getting you all of those details. So stay tuned. That around 12:30, we will get you all that view on this newest IPO that has opened up. So maybe you can just hang on for that. Let's take the next question. This is from Kamlesh Narkede. He says, हाय साक्षी, नमस्ते. नमस्ते आपको भी कमलेश जी, कैसे हैं आप? इनका सवाल में काफ़ी सारे स्टॉक्स हैं जो ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं. टाटा पावर, JSW एनर्जी, स्किपर, इन सभी पर पूछ रहे हैं कि क्या लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से ये स्टॉक्स को खरीदना चाहिए, या फिर कोई स्ट्रैटेजी ऐसी अपनाई जाए कि 20 जनवरी के बाद ही इसमें निवेश किया जाए. ओके कमलेश जी, आई थिंक आप मिस्टर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के अज्यूमिंग ऑफिस के हिसाब से पूछ रहे हैं कि 20 जनवरी को के बाद इनको लेना चाहिए या नहीं. फिलहाल ये जो कंपनियां हैं, ज़्यादातर कंपनियां जो है इंडिया के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर स्पेस में है, पावर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और एनर्जी स्पेस में है. तो अगर इनके लॉन्ग टर्म फंडामेंटल्स को देखते हुए और टेक्निकल्स को देखते हुए आपको यहाँ पर राय लेनी चाहिए, ना कि यूएस में जो बदलाव हो रहे हैं उनके हिसाब से. पर यहाँ पर अवनी से पूछ लेते हैं कि फ़िलहाल इन स्टॉक्स पर उनका क्या मानना है. टाटा पावर, JSW एनर्जी, स्किपर, इनमें से कोई स्टॉक आपको ऐसा पसंद आ रहा है कि जहां पर लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से खरीदा जाए?
So looking at all these three stocks, ये तीनों स्टॉक में अभी भी गिरावट रुकी नहीं है, तो मेरे हिसाब से तो लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए फंडामेंटली अच्छे होंगे स्टॉक्स, बट अभी शॉर्ट टर्म पेन है थोड़ा सा. तो जब तक ये कोई रिवर्सल के साइंस ना दे तब तक मेरे हिसाब से अवॉइड करना चाहिए. थोड़ा सा अगर ऊपर खरीदना पड़े तो चले, लेकिन वी हैव टू बी श्योर कि द अप ट्रेंड विल रिज्यूम नाउ. सो वेट एंड वॉच. फिलहाल इसमें अभी भी एंट्री मत कीजिएगा, बिकॉज डाउन साइड अभी रुका नहीं है.
ठीक है, ओके, चलिए उम्मीद करते हैं यहाँ से भी आपको काफ़ी आइडिया मिल गया होगा कि कैसे आपको आगे बढ़ना है. नेक्स्ट हम लेते हैं सत्या का सवाल, और ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं कुछ आइडिया कि फ़िलहाल जो आज एक स्टॉक है टीवीएस मोटर्स के ऊपर, पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि फ्रेश एंट्री यहाँ पर लेनी चाहिए या नहीं। अभी फिलहाल पिछले ही हफ्ते में हमने देखा अपनी कि ऑटो स्पेस से काफ़ी सारी अपडेट्स आई सेल्स फिगर्स को लेते हुए दिसंबर की, काफ़ी अच्छा इम्प्रूवमेंट भी हमें नज़र आया कुछ कुछ सेल्स फिगर्स में, जहाँ पर रिकॉर्ड हाई सेल्स भी देखने को मिली दिसंबर के महीने में। टीवीएस मोटर्स फिलहाल आपको कैसा लगता है 2448 पर, क्या यहाँ पर लेना चाहिए कोई फ्रेश एंट्री? एक साल का होराइजन है सत्या का।
जी बिल्कुल सर, टीवीएस मोटर ने ऑलरेडी बेस फॉर्मेशन हो चुका है और एक अच्छा मूव भी दिया है, तो ये एक नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट बुकिंग है, नॉर्मल रिट्रेसमेंट है जो हमेशा होता है मार्केट स्टॉक्स में काफी चलने के बाद में। सो ये नीचे 2405 तक ये रिट्रेसमेंट कंटिन्यू रह सकता है, वहां पे आप एवरेजिंग फिर से कर सकते हैं, खरीद सकते हैं। फ्रेश खरीदना है तो भी 2405 के करीबन खरीदेगा।
ओके सत्या, उम्मीद करते हैं स्टॉक के ऊपर आपको जो राय दी गई है आप उसे फॉलो करें और डेफिनेटली आपके ये काम में आए। अंकुर मोदी लिखते हैं, हाय साक्षी, आई एम फ्रॉम जयपुर, आई हैव बीएलएस इंटरनेशनल 1000 शेयर्स एट द रेट ऑफ 145. So would you advise to book some profits and switch my position to something else, or should I continue holding this stock for the long term? Okay, 145 is his purchase price. He's actually sitting on a good amount of profits right there, Avni. Today the stock is a little low, but the tourism space has been also buzzing time and again. We've been seeing beyond 500 kind of levels on this one. Your sense on what should one do on this position?
So the future prospects for this stock is still very good, and you should never give up on your winning trades. So I believe you should just keep trailing your stop losses. From here on, you can keep a trailing stop loss of 465 and hold on for further gains.
Okay, all right. I hope this has answered your question also, Ankur. Next, we will take a question from Mr. Bansal, Fanish Bansal. He says, is Asian Paints near a major trend line? Should I go for it, buy it at the current levels or not? Well, good to look at a stock which has actually been a great wealth creator of the past, but this year, 2024, the year gone by, has been perhaps the worst in terms of percentage fall in terms of share price for the stock. We've seen a lot of competition impacting it. I think there was a drop of about 33 odd % on Asian Paints shares in all of 2024. Do you see any kind of revival coming in, Avni, for Asian Paints? Do you see technically things are improving? 2277, is it a good one to again look at for another long-term perspective?
See, he's absolutely right that it's at a very strong trend line support, and it may probably consolidate for a very long time around these levels. But pullback may take a lot of time. Any small pullback also is getting sold into. It may probably not make new lows, but it's going to take a very, very long time for any kind of recovery, any kind of meaningful recovery. So probably you could wait and watch rather than blocking your capital in a stock which is not going to move immediately.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question on Asian Paints right now, Fanish, and hope you take that advice as well. Next, we have Chandan writing in. He also has a question on auto space Hero Motocorp. He wants to know whether current market price is the right one to take a fresh entry. I am from Hubli, Karnataka. Okay, Chandan ji, will definitely get you the view on Hero Moto. So we got TVS Motors view on. Avni, what about Hero Moto?
My view on Hero Moto is still quite negative. It can come down to around 3850 levels. That would be the point where I will look at the stock at that point in time, whether it is in a shape to give any meaningful recovery or at least halt the downside. But 3850 is something where I will look at the stock, not at current levels.
Not at the current levels. It could actually come off a little bit and then it could look more attractive, Chandan. So hopefully you keep an eye out on the stock, keep it on your watch list in case there's a drop around 3800 levels. Then there is something that you can definitely look at it. And in fact, you can come back also and ask from Avni and guess what exactly should your strategy be then on the stock. Okay. We have a question coming in from Trishur. Satya says, I bought Chennai Petro at the rate of 630 for 1 year horizon I would want to know what level should I be averaging, or is it better to switch to OMCs like HPCL? Okay, we'll get you your view. So again, this is from the oil and gas space. Chennai Petro, he bought it at 630. It's slipped lower, currently trading at around 604, 4.5% lower for this one, Avni. Today, should one switch to an OMC like an HPCL?
So ideally, this stock has already base formation was done. It gave some pullback, and then it is right now trading in a zone, consolidating within a zone. So if at all you see the stock coming down to 570, that would be a good level to average out. And probably you could, diversify 50% of your capital to any of the OMCs. Preferred bet would be IOC, so that at least that diversification should help, because even this stock is not looking really bad.
Okay. I hope this has answered your question too. Mr. R.S. Reddy writes in, he wants to know on Lemon Tree Hotels and on PC Jewelers. What would your view be on both these stocks? Of course, both of these have spaces that they belong to, have had their own good move as far as 2024 was concerned. Is Lemon Tree Hotel still a good enough pick at the current level for the new year?
Absolutely, Lemon Tree has seen the kind of correction that it should undergo, the retracement that it should undergo, and currently it's at a very good, attractive price. 150 is the support level. It's currently at around 152. So,
Okay.
good time to average, good time to fresh buy, to go for fresh buying also.
Okay, good time to average and good time to fresh average also. What about PC Jewelers?
PC Jewelers has some more downside. It can come down to around 13.75.
13.75 is what it can actually slip lower to. So better to stick with Lemon Tree. That looks good at this point in time for a fresh entry, Mr. Reddy. I hope this has answered your question too. Next we have Samvit Nageshwar writing in. He says, could you please suggest on two stocks a fresh entry opinion? One is Control Print Limited and the other one is CMS Info System. Okay, so let's look at Control Print shares right now and see how they are trading at. Currently at 730, 2.5% lower in trade. In the last 1 month or so, the stock has been absolutely flat, where as in the last 6 months, it's dropped by about 11% odd or so. Last 1 year, it's slipped by about 30 odd percent too. So, do you think after this consolidation has played out, Control Print is in a good space to be taken a fresh entry, or should one avoid? And the other one is CMS Info Systems.
So not for very big gains, but prior to budget, there could be some movement, since I mean, considering the cyclical nature of the stock. So
Okay.
for small trading gains, you can enter at current levels and keeping a stop loss of 726, and on the upside, it can give a pullback up to around say 760.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that is coming in as far as these stocks are concerned. Let's take the next one. और हमारे पास एक सवाल आया है फनीश का, और ये पूछ रहे हैं, मैम प्लीज़ गिव अ व्यू ऑन द करंट निफ्टी 50 सपोर्ट लेवल. तो करंटली इस गिरावट में सपोर्ट लेवल्स कहाँ पर प्लेस्ड है निफ्टी के लिए, अवनी?
So as I said today, if it recovers about 23,800 and gives a close about 2300, and in coming days also, as long as 23,800 level is maintained on closing basis, we may see a range bound move between 23,800 to 24,200. The day it gives a close below 23,800, you should be prepared to see the downsides of around 23,400 to 450 area.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also given you an idea of how the Nifty is going to be progressing from here. We have the next question, and this one is coming in from Mr. G.S. Arun from Hyderabad. He says, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much for this show. Thank you so much, Mr. G.S. Arun, for writing in such appreciative words for our show, daily calls, and hope this has really given you the kind of guidance that you may have looked for as far as your investment journey is concerned. So he wants to know on Coal India now, Avni. He says, is it suggested to buy or add Coal India at the current levels? We do know that in the first half of 2024, the stock was on fire and it was definitely going on a one-way uptrend. When last 3 to 4 months or there has been kind of a meaningful consolidation that we've actually seen. At the current levels, do you think Coal India will have the power to bounce back pretty sharply again?
Sakshi, I beg to differ here. It has not seen a meaningful consolidation, but a meaningful correction. So, and even now in this pullback also that we saw in last 4 days, it hasn't crossed the short-term moving average of 20 days also. From
Yeah.
exactly that level, we are seeing selling pressure again. So, yes, if you have a longer term view, 370 to 380, this 10 points range is a good range to start accumulating the stock. But if you have a short-term trading view, then wait and watch because we may see some further downside up to 370.
Okay, 370 could be seen on the lower end. So I hope this has answered your question, Mr. G.S. Arun. There's another question that's coming in from Arun, and he says, could you please guide any fresh stocks in this falling market that I could invest in? Okay, Abdi, the ball is in your court. Your top stocks that you believe that are in a good stead even despite the falling market on the benchmark level.
See, if we see this kind of corrective move in the markets, then again the focus will shift to the defensives and pharma and health. If you notice today also, since opening, the stocks have started performing very well. So my top picks would be first is Apollo Hospitals from the hospital space, and the second stock that you can consider going long in is Glenmark Pharma.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question as far as the top stocks that Avni has suggested right there for you to be looking at as well. We'll take the one last question with you now, Avni, on the show. And this one is from Vinita Gupta. She says, good afternoon, Sakshi. Please let me know if I can enter into Affle India at the current price. And could I please get the targets for that one as well? Affle has been performing very well over the last few weeks right there. What would you suggest on this one particularly, Avni?
Yeah, it's corrected right up to its support level. It's a very strong support level. At current price, you can take an entry into this stock with a stop loss of 1678. And on the upside, you can expect a pullback up to 1875.
Okay, got that. I hope that has also answered your question. Okay, Avni, we will thank you then on that note for being with us on the show and helping all our viewers right there with their strategies on the stocks that they've asked you. Thank you so much. Always appreciate having you with us on Business Today and on Daily Calls. Thank you. All right, viewers, what we will do now is, in fact, get you what we promised from the IPO space, Standard Glass Lining Technologies IPO. That's the first IPO of 2025 that's open today. Pavan Nahar, who's been tracking the entire IPO space for us for the entire 2024, is back with us with more details of how you should be really looking at this first IPO of the new year and what kind of responses it already getting. I'm garnering from the updates that are coming in that this one had a huge response right within the first 20 minutes. It got fully subscribed, Pavan.
Yes, Sakshi, good morning. So, Standard Glass Lining Technology, the IPO kicked off today, and the issue can be subscribed until Wednesday, that is January 8th. The company is selling its shares in the range of 133 to 140 rupees with a lot size of 107 equity shares. So the
Okay.
issue size it is at 400 and little more than 410 crores, including a fresh share sale of 210 crores and offer for sale of somewhere around 1.343 crore equity shares by the promoters and existing shareholders of the company. So the company had undergone a pre-IPO placement of 40 crores by Amansa Investments, and it has raised a little above 123 crores from anchor investors. The issue was fully booked within 20 minutes of opening, and as of now, it is somewhere around 6 times of subscription. The net issue is subscribed around 6 times as of now. IFL Securities and Motilal Oswal are the book running lead managers of the issue, and KFin Technologies is the registrar. We read across a number of brokerage reports from the leading brokerages, and what are the key positives for the company. So the key positives are that the company is a leader in its specialized products. they have their own moat, and they have a growth future potential for future growth. The company is going for expansion plans, reasonable among other positives, reasonable valuations, strong and experienced management, and the promoters of the company, and they have a long term relationship with clientele. And what are the major risks? So the among the risks, they are dependent majorly on the skilled labor, and they have seen a recent negative cash flows, and all its facilities are located in a single geographical location. So they are the major concerns for this issue. However, the brokerage firms including Insec Research, SBI Securities, Smiths, Canara Bank Securities, Anand Rathi Research, Geojit Financial, Stocksbox, Marwadi Financial Services, Ventura, KR Choksi, Arihant Capital Markets, all have given a subscribed rating for this IPO. So yes, this IPO can be subscribed for long term as per the brokerage houses. That's all from my side, Sakshi.
Okay, got that, Pavan. Thank you so much for getting us all of that update on this newest IPO that has hit the D Street. I hope all our viewers would have noted down all those details right there. Well, most of the brokerage houses do believe that in the long run, this company could actually be giving you handsome returns. So, subscription with the long-term rating is already what you already have right there. Okay, Pavan, thanks a lot for getting us all that update. We will now get you another top guest to answer all the rest of your questions that are remaining to be answered on the show. Prashant Tapsi joins in. He's a research analyst from Meta Equities. Warm welcome, Prashant, and good to have you with us. Well, what do you first make of this 300-point downtick on the Nifty? Again, there is this steep volatility that we are facing right now. What is making the markets nervous as of now, Prashant?
I think there are 4 or 5 points why markets are down by 300 points. It was not a surprise last Friday when we had in the same show, we were talking about the new headlines from the Chinese virus. That is also getting some kind of volatility in the market. First, again, the Q3 earnings business update by HDFC Bank as well as IndusInd Bank. Those were some kind of the hurdles which market did not expect. This will be so much of default, very decent numbers. We were expecting very good numbers from the Q3 earnings. But again, second, spreading of the new virus in terms of social media, again, that is getting some kind of volatility. Third, again, rupee weaknesses. Fourth can be, again, continued selling of FIs. Last Friday, the FIs were almost 4,000 crores. So it was almost getting into positive zone from FIs, but suddenly Friday, they sold almost 4,000 crores in the negative trend. Fifth can be, again, we are very much near to the January 20th. The Trump trade fear is again coming back in the market. So I think the whole of January will see a lot of volatility like this, up of 400 points and down of 200-300 points. So that kind of volatility can be a common factor for January.
Okay, got that. So I hope that has given an idea of to all our viewers what is right there behind the market fall today and what could be in the offing. We'll start taking the questions now with you, Prashant. A lot of our viewers are lining up with their questions. We have the first question for you. This is from our WhatsApp number that we are taking. Himanshu has written in. He says, I have bought PVR Inox at the rate of 1423, but currently it is down. And I want to know why beyond Pushpa 2 also, despite getting huge box office numbers, stock is not performing. Many big releases are coming in the next few months. So could I continue to hold on to PVR Inox? Okay, got that. You've actually bought it at a higher level at 1423 odd levels. Currently the stock is at 1260. Any respite coming in? Of course, this space has been, hovering lower, and that is because of the weak, kind of sentiments around people going back to the theatres with the same. As far as even the lineup is concerned, the Bollywood lineup of movies is not coming in pretty strong. So that's also another reason. In the last 3 months alone, we've seen the stock slip by about 20-21% odd or so. Would you see this opportunity as a buy on dip stock opportunity for PVR Inox, or do you think the stock is probably going to be lying low for some more time?
I think it will remain in the negative trend for some more time. Fundamentally, I don't think any new movies can trigger their business model. Even Pushpa 2 was a 1,000 crore hit in the worldwide. But I don't see that kind of positive sentiments in the stock. Overall, the OTT is the major concern for the stock as well as the industry. OTT is killing all the physically going to a theater and enjoying the movie. Pushpa 2 was one of the case. It has a different viewer. It is a pan-Indian, South Indian movie. But with respect to the Bollywood story, I don't think a lot of big stories are coming out in next shorter period of time. Fundamentally, I think there is still negative seen in the stock. I can see the stock going down below 1,000 rupees in 1 or 2 quarters in coming few months. So I think that would be one case. On technicals again, I think still the stock has to go in the oversold zone. So I think the stock can come down to 1150, 1180 for a technical basis. So overall, the sentiment still remains negative. If someone is holding, I think they have to maintain a strict stop loss of 1180. If that closes below this on a weekly basis, there should be a loss booking opportunity for everyone.
Okay, got that. So that as far as the view is concerned on the stock. Okay, let's take another one then. Richard has written in to us on our WhatsApp number again. He says, I'm currently working in Qatar. Hi, Richard, good to have you on the show, and thanks for writing in. He says, I've bought Z Entertainment shares at an average price of 139 rupees. The current price of the stock is 123. Now, what do I do? Do I continue to hold on to this stock? There have been some periodic bounces on the stock, but nothing to really prove if things are out of the woods for Z Entertainment, particularly. Prashant, what is it that you would advise on this one?
I think my advice would be on the hold side. Again, positively and fundamentally, I think there will be good news coming down through SEBI as well as all the regulatory authorities. For a long term
Okay.
interest, I think 120 or 110 would be a good price to accumulate and keep it for at least 2 to 3 years. It's a biggest content creator in India in the Hindi version. I think that will have a lot of value going forward on a long term basis. But despite this Sony updates and the other updates, I think that stock will remain volatile for a shorter period of time. But on a long-term basis, I think the stock can do a better return on a 2 to 3 years prospect. My recommendation would be hold and accumulate more on dips.
Okay, got that. I hope, Richard, this has answered your question as far as Z Entertainment, your current position is concerned, and how the stock is expected to go forward from here as well. Let's take the next one. This question is coming in from Satya. He says, IOC versus HPCL, could you please get me a fundamental view? This is both from the OMC space. Between IOC and HPCL, where do you think more promising returns going forward, Prashant?
I think on the OMCs, I'm more positive on the all three stocks, but technically IOC would be a better. I think there would be a good bounce back coming down once we get this average crude price below the average prices of the OMC companies. So I think overall the trend is positive, despite today's one case that is down by 3 to 4%. But overall, every dip should be bought on a OMC stocks. And when we compare HPCL as well as IOC looks good, and I think the stock can do with a target of almost 150 in a very shorter period of time.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question right there, Satya. Next, we have a question coming in from Samvit, and he says, good afternoon, Prashant sir. Could you please suggest in 2025, which is the sector that I should stay invested in? I'm a long-term investor. Okay, your follower right there, Prashant Samvit, wants to know on the sector that you're bullish on.
I think there are two, three sectors. One should be a quick commerce sector. In this, there are two, three stocks. One would be again Zomato as well as Swiggy. That should be your part of portfolio for at least this year. If you see the New Year day, they got the highest record order for their delivery. So I think the full year, I think the stock can deliver you 20-25% return in a both similar way. Second can be EV stock again. In EV, a lot of stories are getting up. I think Tata Motors again has strongly recovered from the day's low. Tata Power as well as Mahindra and Mahindra again in the EV segment, they have launched their BE6. So I think EV as a story and quick commerce as a story should be part of your portfolio for this 2025.
Okay, I hope this has also answered your question right there as to the key sector that you could be looking at for the new year as well. Okay, Ankur says, hi Prashant sir, I want to know today Magica and Jyoti structures are falling, so can I continue to buy on this dip? And my high conviction is continuing since last 1 to 2 years, and I'm a long-term horizon holder on Imagica World and on Jyoti Structures. What would you suggest, Prashant?
I think both are my favorite stocks, and Ankur is following me on every channel. So I think so overall the story is still intact. Imagica has turnaround, and I think Jyoti Structure is about to turn around. On a technical basis, again 24 can be a level to watch and add more. On in Imagica, again 65, 69 can be a level to watch and add more. This should be a story of at least 12 months to 18 months. You will be enjoying the good returns going forward.
Okay. Avnish had asked one question which we had saved for you. And Avnish wanted to know किस IPO में 2025 में निवेश करना चाहिए. And we had a technical guest earlier, and now we have you. So therefore, you'll be in a better position to answer. Today, there's a new IPO that's opened, and that's Standard Glass already. There's been a huge subscription for this one in just the first 20-25 minutes odd. The IPO got fully subscribed. So the appetite is pretty large from the retail investors side, Prashant. In the IPO space, are you keeping a keen eye out on some of the other IPO?
I think yes, even the standard lighting as well as the quadrant Fox, the second IPO which is going to open tomorrow, which
Yeah.
is into railway safety as well as railway systems. So I think both IPOs are really good in terms of their outlook for long term. Even the valuations are very much reasonable with 30 to 35% P, which is very conservative at this point of time. But a standard glass lining is a great business model who is servicing almost the chemical sector as well as the pharma sector. See, there are small IPOs at 1,000 to 2,000 crore market cap companies. They get lot of traction to the retail investors. The 20 minutes demand, you can assume how the stock can do in next 2 to 2.5 days. It can be 100x demand going forward in next 2 days. So overall, I recommend investors to have a view of a listing in candidate for standard glass, and the quadrant IPO which is going to open tomorrow can also be a long-term investment.
Okay, I hope this has really answered your question. We have a caller now with us from Kolkata. Momita is with us on the phone line. Hi, Momita. How are you?
Hi, Sakshi. I'm doing good. Hope you are well.
Very well. Thank you so much for asking, Momita. How do we help you today?
I just wanted to invest in Zaggle for a time frame of 1 year. Wanted to check if it makes sense to enter into the stock right now, or what would be the right entry point and the right time.
What is the stock name that you said?
Zaggle Overseas Prepaid Services.
Okay, Zaggle Overseas Prepaid. It's a recently listed stock again. All right,
Yes.
we'll try and get that share up for you, viewers. Today it's trading 5% lower at 534. Zaggle Prepaid Ocean Services. This company in the last 6 months has actually been pretty well from the time it got listed. About 80% of a surge is what we've seen in the last 6 months. Prashant, have you been tracking this stock at all? Do you think it makes sense to invest at the current levels for the long term?
On a fundamental level, I think valuations are very much expensive, which is trading almost in the 100x PE. So I will not recommend her to accumulate at this level. But yes, fundamentally the business is really good on a long-term basis. If you ask me, what would be the good level? I think say 450, 480 can be a good level. You will be getting this kind of range in a very few days. I think due to the volatility and the way how stock is down by 5% today. So another 2-3 days, if the trend continues, you will be getting the stock very much near 480 levels. So fundamentally strong company, wait for a right level to buy, which can be around 480 levels. So then you can buy the stock for long term.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in on Zaggle Prepaid. I hope, Momita, this has answered your question. Next up, we have a question coming in from Kerala. This is Vivek, who's writing into us on our WhatsApp, and he says, I have shares of Geo Finance and I would want to accumulate further more for 1 year's perspective. So what will be the ideal level to continue to invest in Geo Finance? Okay, we'll get you your answer. Prashant, we do know the consolidation has been on way as far as Geo Finance is concerned. But looking at the long-term prospects and the company's future plans, it again comes back onto the radar of a lot of long-term investors in hopes that this is going to be making big, especially because it also has links with Reliance Industries. So your suggestion here, how should investors be looking forward to this one?
I think it should be a part of your portfolio and called as portfolio stock. So every dip should be bought, and a stock right level to buy would be anywhere between 480, 280 to 300 levels. It comes every time, every quarter, and then gets back to again 330, 340 levels. So I think below 300 is a good level to accumulate for an investor as a portfolio investor for a long-term investment. Yes, you are rightly said there are a lot of announcements which have been pending from the company for all the JVs they have done with BlackRock, Blackstone, and all. So obviously that business will take its own time to cherish and come with some kind of revenues and some kind of profit. But again, yes, 2 to 3 years can be an ideal view for investors to hold on the stock, and the stock can do really good. At least 500 plus can be expected for 2 to 3 years as a target from my side.
Okay, got that. I hope Vivek, this has completely helped you understand as to how should you be really looking forward to this stock. Next, we have Prasenjit Dwar also writing in on our WhatsApp number. Yeah, and Prasenjit says, I have NBCC India shares. I bought at 113 rupees. I have 5,000 shares of NBCC. My holding view is 5 years. So, is my decision right to hold on to this stock? Okay, you bought it at higher levels. Currently, the stock has slipped below 90 odd levels as well. Today also it's down by 2.8%. 5,000 shares is what he holds with a horizon of 5 years. Your suggestion here, Prashant?
I think the view is really great for 5 years. Is a good long term, at least period which is chosen. But yes, not at the right level. Again, when you bought around 120, 125, it was almost peak. I think the trend is still negative. The stock can come down to 75, and I think every dip should be bought because his time horizon is almost more than 5 years. So I think a good fundamental company, but valuations are still expensive and stretched out. So I think near to 70, 75, he should add more.
Okay, we should be adding more going forward from here, and I hope this has answered your question to Prasenjit. Next, we have from Ludhiana Mohit writing in, and he wants to know on Shipping Corporation of India, Prashant. And his question is, I've got 1500 shares of Shipping Corporation of India. My purchase level is about 39 rupees odd, and I've also got some free shares of Shipping Corporation of India land and assets. Now, my question is, for the next 2 years, if I hold, will it be a good two stocks to hold on? What would your suggestion be?
I think yes, both are good in terms of the evaluations right now. Technically, things are negative still in the SCI. The stock can come down to 200 levels or 195 on the best case scenario. But again, the way how defense as a sector government is focusing a lot, one should be very much focusing as a long-term investment only. And the second stock which he got for free, which is the land asset, I think is huge land in Mumbai. I think that will be commercialized very soon in 1 or 2 quarters. There will be a lot of announcements seen in the land asset value. So the stock can be more than 100 rupees for a view of at least 12 months to 18 months. So both are good. I think 2 years can be ideal period for him to enjoy good profits in a long-term basis.
Okay, long term, it's a good one. So continue to hold on. That's the view that's actually coming in onto the stock right there. Okay, Prashant, we'll just go on to answering one more question, and then we'll take your view on the markets. One is Rudransh Bhardwaj from Ajmer, Rajasthan, says, I have Angel One shares. I bought it at the rate of 2,910. So, should I hold for long term or should I exit? What would your suggestion be? Again, this stock has actually had a good run up in the recent past. Angel One, can it continue to give great returns?
I think yes. I think the results are very much due coming few weeks. So I think considering the Q3 earnings and the business updates what they have given from last 2 months, so I think the stock can do really good. My target would be anywhere between 3,200 plus to 3,300 in a very shorter period of time. As a long-term investor, obviously, yes, the stock will remain volatile for a short term, but long-term, again, the stock can do really good. Buy more on dips as a long-term investor, but if you are a short-term investor, I think result can be a trade for you with a target of 3,200.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question, Rudransh. Let's actually take the one last question now. We have a caller with us, Kalpesh Patel from Mumbai. Kalpesh ji, namaskar. कैसे हैं आप?
मैं एकदम बढ़िया हूँ। मार्केट की हालत कुछ अच्छे नहीं लग रहे। क्या करूँ? मैंने आईजीएल शॉर्ट सेल किया हुआ है एट द रेट 430, पर ये क्या ये 300 के नीचे पॉसिबल है जनवरी एक्सपायरी या फरवरी एक्सपायरी में?
IGL यानी कि इंद्रप्रस्थ गैस।
हाँ जी।
अच्छा, ठीक है। IGL इन्होंने लिया हुआ है, ये उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर और ड्रॉप आए। तो अभी आपको क्या लगता है, स्पेशली इन्होंने तो वैसे फ्यूचर लिया हुआ है, लेकिन हमारे पास अभी टेक्निकल व्यू नहीं है कल्पेश जी, तो एक फंडामेंटल व्यू जान लेते हैं कि IGL के फ्यूचर पर अभी क्या लग रहा है। बताइए प्रशांत जी।
Fundamentally, I think company is really strong. The way how government has done lot of intervene in last 2-3 months, it has recovered fast. They have increased the prices to the customers by 2 to 4 rupees again in the whole sector. ओवरऑल पॉजिटिव है, बट अगर मुझे लगता है कि अगर ये रिजल्ट बेस पे अगर कोई एक्सपेक्टेशन है, मुझे लगता है कि रिजल्ट्स विल नॉट बी सो गुड एंड द स्टॉक कैन कम डाउन. ओवरऑल मेरे लिए लगता है कि 400 के आसपास फिर से आके स्टॉक सेटल हो सकता है. दैट कैन बी अ गुड टारगेट फॉर हिम बिकॉज़ ही इज अ शॉर्ट सेलर. फंडामेंटली स्ट्रांग कंपनी फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question. Okay, Prashant, the last question will be on you. Any key stocks that you're looking at that investors can really look at for the near term as well?
I think again we have to focus more on the Q3 earnings. We need
Okay.
to pick up those stocks which can do better in the Q3. I think ICICI Bank can do a better stock in the in the private banking space. We know how HDFC has given their business update, but we are expecting ICICI Bank can do good from these levels, which is trading at 1266, and I think the all-time high was almost near 1361, and I am expecting the stock to do really good, and the result date is almost near 25, and I think the stock can retouch its all-time high, and a good opportunity to trade at this point of time. Again, second stock should be JSW Energy again. Technically oversold zone. I think that also stock should be considered for a short-term Q3 earning expectations. I think with a small stop loss of almost 580 to 580, a stock can do a good run up at least by 650 and 680 levels. These are the two stocks which I am focusing in this sell-off day.
Okay, got that. I hope this has got a lot of our viewers also noting down all of these specific ideas. Thank you so much, Prashant, for being with us on this special. Always a pleasure to host you and to get all those insights for our various viewers who join in and follow you as well via daily calls. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
With that, viewers, we wrap up this special edition on Daily Calls, but do stay tuned as there's interesting conversations on the other side with top market masters coming in on our channel. So stay tuned for that. A lot more for you to really look at.
भारत 10 साल में दुनिया की 10वीं से 5वीं बड़ी इकोनॉमी बन गया।